Well, viewers, to start off with, in the current election season, Congress, of course, a big poll plank, and that was a caste census. The party has been promising caste census in multiple states. If it comes to power, while Rahul Gandhi has been, of course, batting for a nationwide caste census and termed it as a much-needed X-ray for the country. Now, this has opened a Pandora's box of sorts in Karnataka. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has put out a tweet quoting Rahul Gandhi's stand on caste census and said, the country's independence will be meaningful only when caste census is conducted across the country. He further said that he accepts the survey that has been conducted in Karnataka and announced his unwavering resolve to do justice to the downtrodden communities. Now remember here, the survey is yet to be released in the state of Karnataka. So what did the Chief Minister have to say? Let's listen in.
ಪಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನನಗೆ ಮನವಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಿಜ. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀವು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ವಿರೋಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಿ.
Now, meanwhile, however, it's not all smooth sailing for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and the Karnataka Congress pertaining to this issue. He's facing opposition from his own deputy, DK Shivakumar, backed by Vokkaliga community, of course. And also, there are some Lingayat MLAs who are backed by the Lingayat community from the Congress itself, who also don't want this. They're calling it unscientific. And they are saying that probably a more scientific one should now be prepared. So let's listen to what Mr. DK Shivakumar had to say.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಜಾತಿ ಗಣತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಿಲುವಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಲುವು ಬದ್ಧ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಕೆಲವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸಕರು, ಲೀಡರ್ಗಳು, ಸಮಾಜದವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರು ಜಾತಿ ಅವರ ಸಮುದಾಯನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಯಕರುಗಳು ಪಾರ್ಟಿ, ಪಕ್ಷ, ಭೇದ, ಧರ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಒಕ್ಕಲಿಗರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಪ್ಪೇನಿದೆ?
ನೀವು ಸೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿರೋ ಒಂದು ಪತ್ರ ಸಿಎಂ ಕಳಿಸಿದಾರೆ.
ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಾ? ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ? ನಾನೇ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜದ ಗೌರವ, ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
Now, meanwhile, the BJP was quick to seize on this issue. BJP leader Ashwath Narayan, signatory of the anti-caste census letter by the Vokkaliga Sangha, is pointing out that Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar are at odds over the issue.
Whatever initiative been initiated by the Congress government or the Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah, it is completely politically motivated. There is a very conflicting statement. One is they are talking about the caste census, and at the same time they are talking about the survey on the basis of social, economical and political survey. But both are not the same. But under the pretext of survey, they are trying to do caste census and all this confusion. The Chief Minister on one side, the Deputy Chief Minister on the other side, and the ministers on different political position, even Shamnu Shivshankarappa. Many of them, they have got different voices, different opinions. So the government should look into it, introspect, and set right its house properly.
Now, in Karnataka, the caste census was commissioned by Siddaramaiah back in 2015 when he was the Chief Minister. An estimated 170 crore rupees was spent on this. And the commission, of course, headed by then Justice Kantaraj, started the survey. By 2018, the survey, of course, was complete. Report was ready then. Now, alleged key findings of the survey report were also leaked. However, the report is yet to see the light of the day, with findings not having been made public by successive Congress, JDS and even the BJP governments. And now, the report is set to be submitted to the state government on November 24th. The caste survey in Karnataka, of course, is seeing stiff opposition from two major communities, the Vokkaligas and the Lingayats, who together, at this moment, according to the current census, account to roughly 25% of the state's population. As per the 2018 leaked excerpts, of course, they form 25, but according to the data that's available now, they form a much larger chunk. Now, Vokkaligas even wrote a letter to Chief Minister on the 15th of November against the release of the caste survey report. They say that the report is flawed, incompetent, and even irrelevant. They also allege that the data was not collected by visiting many houses. Citing absence of original draft of the report, the Vokkaligas find it difficult to trust the report is what they claim. This letter was signed even by Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar, BJP leader R. Ashok and many other top Lingayat leaders. Meanwhile, the Lingayats have been demanding a new caste survey using advanced technology. The Lingayats too have been saying that this is unscientific and has a lot of defects. And another point of contention here is that the survey was conducted 8 years back and it becomes irrelevant now. In response to the growing interest that the report has been prepared unscientifically, the Backward Classes Commission chairman, Jayaprakash Hegde, spoke earlier to Mirror Now and affirmed that the survey was conducted after proper training to teachers. Let's listen to what he said.
This is done under the leadership of district collectors, deputy commissioners. All the teachers from that area, they were trained and they went around and collected the data. So I don't know whether their statement is correct. We'll submit it to the government. Once it is submitted to the government, they'll take the decision. That will be between the government and the stakeholders. Even when they were in opposition those days, they wanted this report to be submitted to the government. Even the opposition leader Srinivas Pujari, Ishwarappa, everybody wanted it to be submitted to the government. So no, I cannot answer any further questions because whatever is in the data and the report will be submitted to the government.
Well, let me open this up. Vijay Prasad from the BJP is with us today. Satya Prakash, spokesperson from the Congress. Vijay Grover, senior journalist with us. SM Jamdar is a Lingayat leader. And also we are expecting Vachananda Swami also to join us in a short while from now. So let me take this across first to Mr. Satya Prakash. Satya Prakash, it's a precarious situation really for the Congress party. You're the two heads in the state right now, the CM and the Deputy Chief Minister. Both of them seem to have differences as far as this particular report is concerned. How is the Congress going to deal with this in the coming days?
That's what Mr. Deepak Bopanna, our Deputy Chief Minister and KPCC President, has gone on record to say that it is Congress's stand that we have to accept the caste census. Even in our manifesto, we have said that. Our Supreme Leader Rahul Gandhi ji also has said that, we are going to accept wherever surveys are done, we are going to accept. What is a caste survey? It's a scientific means by knowing, which community or caste, what is their population, so that we know their socio-economic condition. Once the socio-economic condition is, found out, we give affirmative action to pull them up so that an egalitarian society is maintained. I am sure that Mr. D.K. Shivakumar or all the Vakaliga MLAs and the Lingayat MLAs of Congress want an egalitarian society. Every caste and community has voted for the Congress. Congress doesn't depend on one or two castes. It depends on umbrella of castes, starting from Dalits, the minorities, the OBCs, the upper caste. Everyone votes for Congress. Each and every MLA or anyone who has signed there, all castes have voted for him, not just their community. So it is Congress's principled stand across the country, not only in Karnataka, across the country, that we are going to do a caste census and we are going to give justice to all those deprived communities who are
Mr.
socially,
Satya Prakash,
economically,
are you telling me that this socio-economic survey that was commissioned in 2015 and ready in 2018 that Mr. Siddaramaiah wants to now accept, this is not something that the Congress wants or it has been speaking about? So you want an all new one that needs to be conducted. Is that your stand?
No,
because
no,
then we'll debate differently.
No. See, the commission was asked to do a
So
caste census.
I heard what the Deputy Chief Minister said. He said that the Congress stands by what Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said, that they want to go ahead with a caste survey. But he has signed a letter to the Chief Minister where they are calling this particular survey unscientific. That means they don't want this. So make your stand very clear here.
What Shivakumar said was, I am a politician, I am a president of the Congress party, but I belong to that community also. If the Vakaligar Sangha has some apprehension on the way that the caste census has been done,
precisely the point. So there is an objection. Precisely the point. However, the objection may stem from various causes, Mr. Satya Prakash. It may cause, it may come from his personal reasons, because of his community, because of the position he holds. I'm not arguing or debating that. But there is an objection that has come in from not just Mr. D.K. Shivakumar, multiple other Vokaliga leaders. There has been an objection that has come from Mr. Shamnur Shivshankarappa, one of your senior most MLAs, a former minister himself. Is that right or wrong?
The backward commission is an autonomous body. It is a commission. It is not done by, Congress party or Siddaramaiah's camp. It is done by an autonomous body. The deputy commissioners, along with the state government.
My question wasn't that, Mr. Satyaprakash. My question was, there has been an objection, yes or no?
Yeah, it will be discussed in the cabinet.
To this particular
Congress
survey that was commissioned, there has been an objection. Within the Congress ranks, there has been an objection.
We will clear their objections, whatever objections they have. We will listen to them and we will clear.
You're not answering my question. You're not answering my question. Is there an objection, yes or no?
Yes, there are objections and we will solve it. That is exactly what I'm saying. There will be a cabinet meeting.
Okay.
In the
So
cabinet meeting,
yes,
whatever apprehensions Mr. Shivakumar has, he can ask. All the Vokaliga ministers are there, Lingayat ministers are there. They can put forth their, whatever problems they have. The chief minister, the social welfare minister will answer all their queries. If you don't accept this report,
so as far as
based
the
on
Congress
what
is stand, I
report
think
will you do affirmative action for these deprived communities? A survey which was done 30 years back. Something is better than nothing. Today we don't have any surveys. We have surveys which are 30 years old, 40 years old.
But you should tell that to your own party men. You should tell that to your own party men, not to me. I'm not the one who's not convinced about this report. Some of your own party leaders think it's unscientific. Many of them are saying that many people didn't visit homes at all. These are not statements that I'm coming out with. These are your party leaders that are making these statements. Mr. Satyaprakash, SM Jamdar, he of course is well versed with this particular issue. Mr. Jamdar, how do you really look at this report that has been prepared several years ago, and some of them from the Lingayat community have expressed their apprehensions about it? What's your stand on this?
Speaking for the community, nor am I going to comment about the intra-party bickerings or for various political parties' views on that. I am only very objectively referring to certain points. First of all, absolutely nobody can question the need for a caste survey. Nobody can question, because already time is over. 30 years back it was conducted. Therefore, there was a need for a caste census, the survey. What happened, therefore, Satyaprakash is absolutely true. No single caste or community can question the validity unless the methodology is flawed and the findings are questionable. Now, that's what exactly I'm talking about. I'm not speaking for any community, nor against any community, nor against the report itself. But let me point out, let us say there is absolutely no trouble, no question about reservations or percentages of scheduled castes. There is no such trouble about our scheduled tribes. Only when Mandal Commission opened up the whole debate about OBC, the whole country was in turmoil, because it raises quite a few fundamental questions. Look, the OBC brings in a whole lot of all the 6,000 causes into the question. Now you don't have the data. You read the Mandal Commission report. What Mandal Commission did was you just forecast, rather extrapolate the numbers of 1931 census caste figures. By extrapolating, you are not going to be very accurate, but they did it. And then if the percentage of OBC has to be much higher, if you take even common sense point of view, than 27%. However, they went ahead with the remaining 50% reservation. Within that limit, they gave 27%. Absolutely, the demand of OBCs for higher quota is not unjust, because the population percent is much higher. That's okay. Now, what should be the basis of the ascertaining of the caste? Now, 1931, caste census stopped for various reasons. Now the census is coming. It's already delayed by 3 years now. They want to conduct. Open it up for caste census, include the caste census. Therefore, once you have the caste census done, various other parameters which are missing can also be added to the census. For example, socioeconomic status, educational status, and the family composition and various other nearly a dozen various parameters that are included. Now, this survey is already 8 years old. Earlier surveys were 30 years old. Based on this, you are going to estimate what should be the percent of reservation. Now, I'll quote one example. Since this was more radical point of view, not point of view, point of fact. You see, we have so far 6 backward classes commissions whose reports and surveys are available with the central government, to the state government, with the people at large. What are these percentages? You see, Nagangowda committee, we're not concerned about Miller committee because those totally bases are different. That time the OBC did not exist. It was depressed classes. See, that word was totally different connotation. But coming back to Nagangowda committee, was the first after independence. It estimated Lingayat percentage to be 18% of the population. Next comes Havnur commission, not far off, 17%. Thereafter came Chennapareddy commission, around 17.8%. Then came the Ravi Verma Kumar commission, Venkat Swami.
Mr. Jamdar, I request you to quickly come to the main point that you're getting at, because I want to bring in other speakers as well.
This is the point I'm making. The average percentage of all the 6 backward class commissions report about Lingayats is between 16% and 18%. Now, we have some unauthorized data released by other people about this survey. The Lingayat population is now shown to be 8.9%, not even 9%. My only simple question is, what happened to Lingayats 18% to 8%, 10% minus? What happened to them? Did they leave Karnataka? Or they were not properly estimated or surveyed? Or did they give false report
what do you suspect here? What do you suspect here? Please make it very clear. What do you suspect here? What is it unscientific, or the methodology was wrong, or do you think that the entire way that it was conducted itself was faulty?
I'm asking both. Number one, estimated numbers are highly questionable. 18% to 8% or 9%, highly questionable. And then methodology followed. The process of data collection was incomplete and biased. These are the only 2 objections.
Okay, Mr. Jamdar, I'll need to bring in other panelists as well, because we have limited time here. But I get the gist of what you're saying. You're saying that the numbers, the leaked numbers, and what the other surveys have indicated, there is a glaring disparity, is what you're saying. I'll go to Mr. Vijay Prasad here. Mr. Prasad, the BJP, of course, they were too dilly-dallying about the caste survey while you were in power. You also had the opportunity to either accept it or, at that point in time reject it. You let it sit there. Right now, even within your own leadership as well, there is a little bit of confusion about this. What is the official stand of the BJP right now?
Good evening, Deepak, and for the other panelists. I have been patiently listening to the other fellow panelists who are giving their statement. So, see, I would like to mention a couple of points here. I don't want to go into the details of the report because it is not out and it is not even at this relevant at this point of time. See, what I would like to stress upon here is the rift between the CM and Deputy CM D.K. Shivakumar is very wide open. Each trying to prove who is superior. Between all this hangama, CM is trying to give justice. Is he trying to give justice? No, he's not trying to give the justice, and he's trying to cheat the backward classes and the pretext of economic survey and caste survey. See, when you have such a serious differences of opinion on the very important subject, how can you have differences among the CM and the deputy CM? And at the same time, you are trying to create the doubts in the minds of the people and trying to keep the backward classes in the dark. And okay, that is the one thing. So at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to give justice? No, you are creating the doubts and keeping the people in the dark. What is the, my question is, what is the tearing hurry? What are you trying to prove? On one hand, CM says something. On the other hand, the CM Siddaramaiah says the report is ready to be accepted. So, through Mirror now, I would like to congratulate CM and Deputy CM for coming out in open and openly accepting that Siddaramaiah government is the most incompetent government and cannot give justice to the backward class. Thanks for bringing out the rift in the open. These kind of economic
Okay.
survey, Deepak,
Quickly, Mr.
these
Vijay Grover,
kind
I
of
want to
economic
touch down
survey
on another
and
aspect
cash
that I
survey
want to really
is-
open this debate
is
towards.
just
Okay, Mr. Prasad,
Deepak,
give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let Mr.
Okay.
Grover come in. Mr. Grover,
No,
the
Deepak,
aspect that I want to touch down here
I
is
need only
Mr.
30
Siddaramaiah
seconds.
had time
Deepak,
to accept
I-
this report
I
during
need
his
only
previous
30
regime. He
seconds,
doesn't
Deepak.
do it. Now we are
Deepak,
looking
I need
at
only 30
two
seconds.
aspects here. One is there is a national chorus from the Congress party from Mr. Rahul Gandhi that caste censuses should be done if it is available, should be made public. But interesting here, you've been of course well versed with what's happening in the state, especially within the Congress. Mr. Siddaramaiah somewhere has been looked at as a champion of the backward classes. Now at a time where there have been talks about maybe a sharing of power and all of that, with this leaked information that has surfaced with Vokaligas and Lingayat, both communities, their numbers being brought down, Mr. Siddaramaiah accepting or at least bringing to the fore the contents of this report, does it put him at a political advantage when in comparison to Mr. D.K. Shivakumar?
Well, see, Deepak, this is exactly the thing where we see this rift in the open. While Mr. Prasad may highlight that, the CM and the Deputy CM are at loggerheads, the fact is that, there is a rift in every political party between the forward community leaders and the backward leaders on whether the report should be tabled or not, because everybody is looking at it, the report being published or not published is not for the benefit it might bring to people. And I'm saying might. Because, we don't know whether it will be accepted in toto or whatever will be the thing. But for the fact that the bargaining power of some of the leaders may increase or decrease. And this is exactly the dilemma where we are seeing such a big controversy erupt on this entire issue, where
Deepak, you did.
D.K.
Can I come in
Shivakumar
for 30
Okay,
seconds?
I
and
seem to have
the
lost
Lingayat
Mr. Grover.
Deepak, I need to come
surprised.
in for this.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
Mr.
need to come in
Mr.
for
Grover,
very
I'm
surprised.
losing your connection.
Deepak,
Go
I
ahead,
need
go
to
ahead.
come
Now,
for
now
30
you're
You
audible.
able to hear
Go
me
ahead.
now? Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
Yes, I'm
while
able to
the
hear you. Go
Lingayat
ahead.
community and the Vokalik community, Mr. Jamdar also said that the percentage has come down from 18 to 8. It is all presumptions. Till such time that the report is made public, let us not go and say that this is the fear for which the report should not be, brought to public domain. And if that is the case, then we also need to know where the state stands today vis-a-vis the community or the caste census itself. What was the report 30 years
Okay,
ago?
interesting
and what
you
is the
say
report
that, Mr.
8 years
Grover.
ago?
In fact, the Chief Minister too said this. In fact, the Chief Minister too said, well, we don't know the contents of the report. Let it come
Yeah.
to us. Let's look at it. I'll present it before the cabinet. But my question here, and I'll take this to Mr. Prakash. Mr. Prakash wanted to come in. You can take this question too in addition to what you wanted to answer. That, well, if everyone is so sure that they don't know the contents of this report, why is there such a dilemma among these two communities? Are you telling me that this information that's available, with the government right now, or rather which is not available to the government right now, is available with these communities, and then you have someone of the likes of the Deputy Chief Minister who's standing with the community in saying that we don't accept this report? If it was so clear that nobody has a clue, why isn't the Deputy Chief Minister going and telling his community members, well, nobody knows, the contents that were leaked earlier are fake? Let's not, worry and write these letters to the Chief Minister. It's not needed. Mr. Satyaprakash.
I'll explain. Mr. Jamdar, who is the senior IAS officer, will agree with me. The problems with these both major communities is, these major communities have subcastes. Lingayats also, there are many subcastes. Vokaligas also, there are many subcastes. And when these census have done, few subcastes have been, they have declared their subcastes. So essentially what will happen is none of them need to worry, neither the Vokaligas nor the Lingayats. Ultimately, when figures come, all the figures will be reflected. Any point of the day, if the Vokaligas feel all the subcastes are one, they can take the total population of the subcaste, doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani, nikal jayega. Now if you come to the Lingayats, if they have some problem, there are some subcastes, Any point after you accept the report also, if subcastes are there, you can say these are all subcastes within the Lingayat religion or within the Lingayat umbrella caste.
Like
They
Mr.
can always,
Jamdar pointed, there
put
is a glaring disparity. Mr. Satya Prakash, that is the concern
What
among
is-
these
why
communities.
should
The
the
leaked
Vokaligas and
information
Lingayats
suggests a
have any-
very massive difference in the population of the community in itself.
No.
How is
The
that going to
caste
be
census-
fixed?
The caste census is not to inflate any one caste figures. Caste census is made to give actuals, and it is done by an autonomous commission. No individual does, neither the government does. It is the autonomous backward class commission which has done that. And it is the government teachers who have done it, and we have to accept it. If you don't accept caste census, then you can't accept the total census of India also. We have to.
Well, I am not the one who's
at some
objecting
point
it
of
here.
time.
Your own leaders seem to have a problem. That's exactly where I'm getting at. Okay, I'm joined in by Vachananda Swami. Yeah, he's a seer from the Panchamasali community. Of course, he's been fighting for the Lingayat issue for quite some time, especially the Panchamasali Lingayat issue. Vachananda ji, namaskar. Thank you for joining us. What is your take overall as far as this socio-economic survey, the caste survey that has been conducted, and now the Chief Minister, of course, is making it very clear that he wants to accept it whenever it's presented before him. क्या बताना चाहते हैं इसके बारे में आप?
अभी फिलहाल आज जो हमारा जयप्रकाश हेगड़े जी है, वो कमेटी के प्रेसिडेंट है, उन्होंने एक मुख्यमंत्री को एक लेटर लिखा है कि अभी कुछ जो उसमें जो डॉक्यूमेंट है अभी मिला नहीं है, कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट खोया है, तो उनको क्लैरिटी नहीं है कब वो सबमिट करेंगे। तो अभी कुछ हम कोई डिसाइड नहीं किया है अभी तक फिलहाल।
और वचनानंद स्वामी जी, बहुत सारे लिंगायत लीडर्स जो हैं एप्रीहेंशंस ला रहे हैं। अभी हमारे साथ SM जामदार जी भी हैं, जिन्होंने बोला कि जो लीक्ड इंफॉर्मेशन है और जो डिस्पैरिटी है अभी फिलहाल 8 या 9% दिखा रहा है ये लीक्ड इंफॉर्मेशन, और प्रीवियस सर्वेज जो है लिंगायत को 18 to 19% रेशियो में डाल रहा था। तो ये डिफरेंस क्यों आ रहा है करके एक प्रश्न उठ रहा है।
तो ये सही तरह से इन्होंने समीक्षा नहीं किया है सही तरह से, तो साइंटिफिक नहीं है, इसलिए अभी वकील के स्वामी जी उन्होंने डायरेक्टली उसको रिजेक्ट किया है, हम उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे। तो हमारा समुदाय में ये सब चर्चा चल रहा है, कुछ दिन के बाद इसके ऊपर हम भी एक निर्णय लेंगे।
तो अभी फिलहाल बोल रहे हैं कि आपकी तरफ से कोई निर्णय नहीं लिया गया है, तो आप वेट करेंगे कि ये रिपोर्ट पब्लिक हो या कैबिनेट में प्रेजेंट हो और उसके बाद आप इसके बारे में निर्णय लेंगे?
हाँ जरूर, कैबिनेट में आना पड़ेगा ये पहला। तो कैबिनेट में हमारे भी कुछ मिनिस्टर्स है, वो लिंगायत कमेटी को बिलोंग्स करते हैं, तो वो उनका क्या राय है, वो क्या सोचते हैं। और फिलहाल मेरे हिसाब से अभी प्रेजेंट नहीं होंगे ये रिपोर्ट, क्योंकि उसमें बहुत सारे मिसिंग हुआ है, कुछ फाइल्स जो है उन्होंने सर्वे किया है वो सही तरह से वो मिला नहीं है। तो उन्होंने जयप्रकाश हेगड़े ने एक लेटर लिखा है, आप देखे होंगे वो कन्नड़ में उनको सीएम को लेटर लिखा है, तो क्या निर्णय लेना है।
हाँ, Mr. Vijay Prasad, I want you to come in as well, because some of your leaders raised this issue that the original documents were missing. So there's a lot of question marks that are raising about this particular report, even as the Congress is saying that, nobody can block this, nobody can stop this. The question is this report even foolproof? That's something that has been raised. And now the seer as well is raising that. Mr. Vijay Prasad? You can unmute yourself if you're on mute.
फिलहाल हम उसको बारे में कुछ नहीं सोच रहे हैं, जैसे ही वो रिपोर्ट आएंगे तो कैबिनेट में चर्चा होगी, वहां पे भी हमारा मिनिस्टर्स है उनके साथ।
स्वामी जी, आप एक मोमेंट ठहरिए, ये बीजेपी के एक स्पोक्स पर्सन है, उनसे एक प्रश्न है ये। विजय प्रसाद।
Yes, sir. See, I was cut short earlier. I have only 30 seconds, Deepak. The main question that is in front of the government is, and the Congress is, will they ever give justice to the people? And if they are so, will they forget the differences? Will they forget the differences and make their stand clear? Because with these kind of differences on the important subject, two key people of the government, CM and Deputy CM, are at loggerheads. They are putting people of Karnataka in dilemma and in dark without giving the proper justice. So the question is, will the government keep aside the differences and provide justice to the people of Karnataka? Because this government has failed and have proven in the last 6 months that this is the most incompetent government the Karnataka ever has.
Okay.
So this is the
Okay, they need to keep aside their differences. They need to keep aside their differences for the people of the state. Okay, I agree with you. Mr. Jamdar, quickly, if you could make a point, I have a couple of minutes before we wrap.
As I said, best thing would be redo the survey once again in a kind of time-bound manner in about a year's time. Come out with you just got elected. You still have 4.5 years to go. Complete quickly and then bring the report out and then accept or reject whatever you want. Because these highly questionable findings, I don't know what the recommendations are, but the findings as are leaked now to the public are highly questionable. That's the only point I'm saying.
Okay, Mr. Prakash, I'm allowing you to respond to all of them, what Mr. Vachananda Swami said and the others. Quickly, if you could sum it up, we have about 30 seconds left.
Yeah. Mr. Prasad, my friend from BJP was telling there are problems between the CM and DCM. They have problems as soon as they have announced their state president. They have their problem as soon as they have announced their leader of opposition. After 6 months, they are appointing their, and there is a lot of, first let them look at their own house.
Okay, let's not go into internal issues of the Congress and the BJP, because this is the last minute that I have on this caste survey issue. I want you to respond, especially with the documents, the problems now that are arising as far as original documents are concerned. How are you going to deal with that?
Let the report be tabled. If there are some aberrations, as senior IAS officer Jamdar see, they can always, we can value add to it. If there are some problems, we can see. If Lingayats feel that from 18 they have come to 13, the commission will tell why. And if there are some omissions, they can bring to the commission, and we can always have an ad hoc report again. But to put 170 crores of taxpayers' money waste and saying that you do a resurvey, this survey has taken 8 years. If you tell again resurvey means it will take another 8 years. So this is very unscientific. We should not doubt our own government officials who have done this survey. The backward commission which has done this survey is an autonomous commission. You need to understand this. Keeping on becoming doubting Toms will not help the cause is all what I want to say, Bopanna.
Okay, Mr. Satyaprakash there for the Congress party says that the report should be tabled, and it will be. Despite all of these bickering or issues that we are looking at that is surfacing, they're saying that this will eventually do justice to the people of Karnataka. The BJP thinks otherwise. I thank Vachananda Swami, of course, for sparing some time. He was busy with some other commitments. He's joined us. I thank Mr. Vijay Grover, Mr. S.M. Jamdar, Satyaprakash, and also Mr. Vijay Prasad for joining us on this debate. Let's, of course, see what happens when this entire report or the survey is tabled. We'll keep a close watch on all the developments. We're slipping into a quick break. News and updates continue here on Mirror Now. Stay with us.